Terry Kurtz here in Adelanto. On this Bradco report, Joseph W. Brady introduces us to Paul Casilla.
Terry, Joseph Brady, president of the Bradco Companies. I'm pleased to be here with I call him my Adelanto partner in crime. He's the king of marijuana cultivation. Paul A. Casilla. Paul's a broker associate for 8 years, got his broker's license within the last 2 years. And Paul and I have done a ton of deals out here in Adelanto, but the way that really works is they may call the office. Paul does a lot of the work out in the field. He's got to know a lot of people out here. But this particular asset is really not only an important deal to the company, but to a great friend, Mark Zorn. Mark's executive vice president of Colliers International down in Ontario. He called us nearly 18 months ago, said that he had a client, Molded Fiberglass, who's based out of Ohio. At the time that they had this building here, they made major wind blades in the country, like in Tehachapi and Lower Palm Desert area, you saw it. They made all kinds of fiberglass materials and artifacts over in Las Vegas. He called and said, listen, I've got this company, Molded Fiberglass, that would like to sell this building. Would you handle it on a referral basis? I said, absolutely. Called Paul immediately. He came on out here. We've had some great success. We're working right now with David Moore of NAI Capital and a client that he has. And with that, I'd like to introduce Paul. He's been with us forever, does a great job, incredibly detailed. People love him to death. Best communicator that we've had in the 34 years that we've been here. And after he talks a little bit about this building, he's going to take us in and give us the 25 cent, and I think like the 50 cent tour he said. So Paul, it's all yours.
Well, this is a very interesting building out here in Adelanto. It is approximately 71,241 square feet on about 9.32 acres. All right, so here we are in the front office area of this building. It's about 10% of the total square footage, around 7,000 square feet of office space, set up with some independent executive offices, break room, server room, and as you can see behind me, a lot of bullpen area as well. So at this point, we're standing here in the transitionary hallway between office and warehouse. And right here over my shoulder is the primary entry point into the warehouse building. Okay, so here we're in the northwestern quadrant of the building. Dead ahead over here and to the left, Joe, you got a switch gear that's about a 1200 amp, 3-phase, 480 volt power supply. We've got 2 overhead 5-ton cranes, 1 roll-up, and then at the far corner here we've got 2 roll-up doors that used to be used as a wood shop, what's behind there. We're here now at 9248 Holly Road. This is a 16,656 square foot building on just under 4 acres. This is one of the first deals done in Adelanto's industrial parks after cannabis came to town in 2015. This deal was sold in January of 2016. I worked on the buying side of this deal. All right, we're here today in front of the corner of Columbus and Rancho Road across the street from the Geo. We got some brand new engineered buildings being constructed here at 25,000 square feet apiece. There are 2 buildings. They'll be made available in the near future once they are energized and powered. Waiting on Edison for that at this time. They're slated to have 2400 amp 3-phase power. They're zoned properly for cannabis industry. But an interesting phenomenon recently in our region, we are seeing competition with normal businesses seeking space because we have such a tight industrial market regionally. So these buildings could be made available to lease for a non-cannabis use or a cannabis use. They can be subdivided down to 1/8 their size. Ownership is willing to negotiate leases and for the right price may even consider selling off one of them. We're here now in front of 9541 Commerce Way. This is a 1 acre vacant lot that we sold recently for $530,000 right around the end of 2020. And this location is just close to the corner here of Commerce and Koala Road and just down the street from the county jail. We're here in front of 16224 Koala Road. This is a deal that we finished late in 2020. It's a lease deal at $2.40 a square foot with a 42-cent triple net fee. It was a 10-year lease that we did, and this particular property is 9,450 square feet with 600 amps when they got started. still in the process of building out and getting their final permitting. Well, sometimes as commercial brokers we face some very diverse challenges in the different types of properties and deals that we work with. This particular deal was a lease deal. We were not the first choice or the first time out the gate. We actually came in after they had to settle a lawsuit with a prior tenant that stopped performing as agreed, and we were recommended within the area by other brokers, and eventually we were able to solve the problem and get them a successful lease at this location so they could start cash flowing this investment property. We're standing here in front of 17235 Raccoon Avenue, another favorite deal of mine. Early on when I started working with Bradco, one of the first assignments I had was door knocking out here in the industrial parks. We are in industrial park number 2, and what we have here behind me is a 14,980 square foot concrete tilt-up building, one of a kind in the area, with a foam core between the concrete panels. This property was owned and operated originally as a mold and machine company doing special machine molds for plastic production, and I happened to meet the ownership around the time that he was ready to wind it down and hang it up. And cannabis was just coming to town, and we managed to put together a nice leasing deal for him in October of 2017. This was a record-setting lease at the time at $3.08 per square foot plus triple net fees. That indicates some of the demand we saw early on in Adelanto's boom for cannabis. So we're here now in front of 17392 through 18,000 Muskrat Avenue. This is a small industrial build-out that's north of Park 2 in the city of Adelanto. This is one of my favorite deals. These were built in the 1990s. And as marijuana came to town, we put these out on the market originally at $1.75 million. There's 5 small buildings here behind me, ranging between 1,200 and 1,500 square feet. Each one had about 120 amps of 3-phase, 207 volt. And these buildings eventually sold at $1.2 million.
On upcoming Bradco Reports, we return to Adelanto with Paul Casilla. Thanks for watching.